Australia. It's Tammy and I'm here with Robbie from Plant-Based News. We're at the Animal Activist March, which just recently happened, where 5,000 people came together to walk through the streets of London. Robbie, thanks for joining me today.
Pleasure.
I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your own personal journey and the journey of Plant-Based News. So tell us, how did you go vegan and when?
Well, it all happened about maybe 4 years ago. I started with Netflix and I started watching documentaries, asking questions about the food industry and health. I had a lot of health problems myself with my body and my spine and stuff. And I watched Food Inc., Forks Over Knives. And then a friend of mine told me about Earthlings, which I then watched on YouTube. And that very next day, my neighbour's cat got run over by another neighbour, and I witnessed the kind of death of this animal. And seeing the kind of blood on the floor and just kind of seeing the colour of the blood, I had this, you could say, a bit of a religious experience where I kind of felt like I was the animal and I had to switch places. And that day I decided never ever to touch meat again, and I was like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life dedicating my life to protecting animals.
So tell me about Plant-Based News. How did it come about? Because you guys are very influential, I would say, in the plant-based movements, and a lot of people are following you and hearing the latest, what's going on in our movements or industry, if you want to call it that. So tell me about that.
So Plant-Based News was created by Klaus Mitchell 2 years ago. Klaus started with a YouTube channel and with this thought he wanted to create a bird's eye view of what was going on in the plant-based world and the vegan world. So he used to make videos and he collaborated with loads of people. And then a year and a half ago I joined and started building the Facebook page up and taking care of Facebook and putting out content, sharing mostly other people's content. And then beginning of this year we set up a website and we started creating articles and putting out more and more content. And it's just snowballed, and we've just had so much support and help from people, contributors, and now we put up 8 to 10 articles a day. We produce all our own content, all our own interviews. We interview all the leading plant-based doctors and leading activists, and obviously we talk about all the leading vegan food brands. And it's just grown and grown and grown. So. And
how have you seen the vegan movements? How have you seen a change over the last 2 or 3 years?
It's been a rapid move upwards. When I first joined, I didn't know any. When I first became indoctrinated in the cult.
When you joined the tribe.
The tribe's a better word. I didn't really know any vegans, and then I went to a few festivals and met a few people, and then they introduced me to more people. Then obviously I got involved with Plant-Based News and really took charge on social media, and my world opened up.
What do you think about plant-based meats like fries, and how do you see that they fit into this movement?
I think plant-based meats like fries are so important because it really shows people that if you want to eat delicious, protein-rich foods, that you don't have to just live on mung beans. That you can...
Activated nuts.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to just live on activated almonds. You can really enjoy food that you did when you ate meat. So I think it's really important for people to realize that these kinds of products do have a place in the market, that they are great as part of a balanced diet, that they are useful to encourage people and entice people to our way of thinking, because a lot of people assume that vegan food is boring, that we just live on grass, but we don't. Try a fries chicken nugget, it's amazing.
It will change your world.
Yeah.
Why digital and not print? Why did you decide to...
Digital is the future. Print is dying, or is probably almost dead, I think. And also reach. We can reach millions and millions of people instantaneously. We put a video out on one of our smaller Facebook pages, PBN Ethics and Activism, and we reached 8.5 million people. And and that I could never do with a printed magazine, because I'd need so much money to print it and distribute it, so many staff to kind of get it out across the world. And some of our videos that we share of other activists and other organizations, your video, your family story we shared, I think it had over 100,000 views, maybe more, and we had so many people write to us about it and say how they were so inspired by the story and it really touched them. And if a man who built slaughterhouses could change, then anyone can change.
So you're obviously going to change many people's lives through the work that you do. Tell me, what are your plans for the future, and where is Plant-Based News going to, or are you just going with the flow?
So we have big plans for plant-based news. We're going to expand our team and probably double in size in the next year. We have 4 Facebook pages: PBN Ethics and Activism, which is going to focus on like sharing and inspiring young activists and current activists by pushing their content. We've got PBN Environment, so we're going to tap into all the environmental news and try and push that more. And PBN Health, so you're going to see loads more content with doctors and nutritionists, and our plan really is to counter the narrative that is out there in the media, that's in the newspapers. There's a giant fat study that went out recently in the last couple of days that said people need to eat more fat, eat more butter, eat more cheese, eat more bacon, which is rubbish. We know that these foods are damaging to the body, so we want to create content and media that really counters that, because there's so much confusion. Eventually, long term, we want to build something like a foundation where we can generate money, where we can train activists and train people in vegan businesses, and really, the sky's the limit. So.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today, and we look forward to watching your journey, and hopefully we grow alongside with you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cheers.